section. Yesterday, we started looking at conversations from the listening part, and today we'll do a few to practice. So let's see. Okay. Okay, guys. So we're gonna start. Remember that in the conversations, you're gonna hear two people speak. One of them is gonna be a student, and the other one is gonna be who? Who will the other one be?
A teacher?
Not always a teacher.
Someone
Not
from the college that works there?
Exactly. So someone that works there. It could be a professor or it could be somebody else that works there. Remember, try to always have your notes organized. Try to pay more attention to the ideas that are being said, to the problems that the student have, to the suggestions, and try to only take notes for the details. And when you're taking notes, try to have them organized. In one side, you're gonna write down what you hear from the student, and in the other one, what you hear from the campus worker. And that's the best way to organize. All right, so let's see. Remember, you have about 35 seconds per question, or you have like 6 to 8 minutes per conversation. We're gonna see. So let's start.
Listen to a conversation between a student and a professor.
Hi, Professor Mason. Do you have a minute?
Yes, of course, Eric. I think there was something I wanted to talk to you about, too.
Probably my late essay.
Ah, that must have been it. I thought maybe I'd lost it.
No, I'm sorry. Actually, it was my computer that lost it, the first draft of it. And, well, anyway, I finally put it in your mailbox yesterday.
Oh, and I haven't checked the mailbox yet today. Well, I'm glad it's there. I'll read it this weekend.
Well, sorry again. Say, I can send it to you by email, too, if you like.
Great. I'll be interested to see how it all came out.
Right. Now, I just overheard some graduate students talking. Something about a party for Dean Adams?
Retirement party, yes. All students are invited. Wasn't there a notice on the anthropology department's bulletin board?
I don't know, but I wanted to offer to help out with it. You know, whatever you need. Dean Adams, well, I took a few anthropology classes with her, and they were great, inspiring. And, well, I just wanted to pitch in.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of you, Eric, but it'll be pretty low-key. Nothing flashy. That's not her style.
So there's nothing?
No, we'll have coffee and cookies. Maybe a cake, but actually a couple of the administrative assistants are working on that. You could ask them, but I think they've got it covered.
Okay.
Actually, oh, no, never mind.
What is it?
Well, it's nothing to do with the party, and I'm sure there are more exciting ways you could spend your time, but we do need some help with something. We're compiling a database of articles the anthropology faculty has published. There's not much glory in it, but we're looking for someone with some knowledge of anthropology who can enter the articles. I hesitate to mention it, but I don't suppose this is something you would...
No, that sounds kinda cool. I'd like to see what they're writing about.
Wonderful. And there are also some unpublished studies. Did you know Dean Adams did a lot of field research in Indonesia? Most of it hasn't been published yet.
No, like what?
Well, she's really versatile. She just spent several months studying social interactions in Indonesia, and she's been influential in ethnology. Oh, and she's also done work in South America that's closer to biology, especially with speciation.
Not to seem uninformed.
Well, how species form. You know, how two distinct species form from one, like when populations of the same species are isolated from each other and then develop in two different directions and end up as two distinct species.
Interesting.
Yes. And while she was there in South America, she collected a lot of linguistic information and songs. Really fascinating.
Well, I hate to see her leave.
Don't worry, she'll still be around. She's got lots of projects that she's still in the middle of.
Guys, now let's get ready to answer.
Why does the man go to see the professor?
Why?
Last one.
Last one, volunteer to help organize an event. Does everyone agree? Yes. Yeah, right. Oh, great. Although they do talk about other things, they talk about Dean Adams' research. They talk about the opportunity of working in the database, and they do talk about an assignment. The reason why he went to see the professor was to ask if he could volunteer. Great. Next.
How did the man learn about Dean Adams's retirement?
What do you think?
I think it's between B and D, the second and the fourth.
Okay, pick one.
The second one I will go.
All right, Sergio, what about you?
Yes, the same.
Natalie, did you get to hear that part?
No, teacher, I don't hear that.
Okay, so actually, no, they do mention that it was posted in the board, but that isn't how the student learn about it. The student learn about the event or the retirement party they're doing because he heard it from other students. And then the professor says, well, we posted it in the board, and he's like, well, I don't know, I heard it from other students. So I think C would be the right one.
Why does the professor refuse the man's offer to help with the party?
The second and the third.
Second and third. Okay, Sergio?
I think it is the first and the third.
The third and the first?
The first and the third one.
Okay, Sergio?
I think it's the first and third.
Yes, exactly. So this comes at the end, but the reason why they don't need help is because somebody, I think the administration is already working on it, and it's not such a big thing, right? It's something low-key, they say, so it doesn't require much preparation. Yes.
Why does the professor talk about speciation?
I think it is the last one.
Okay, Natalie? Progress? You agree with that?
Yes, the same.
All right, Sergio? Yes, you guess so. Gamaliel, did you get to hear?
Yeah, number one.
So yes, it's the last one, to demonstrate how varied Dean Adams' research has been. Let's see if it is correct. Yes.
Listen again to part of the conversation, then answer the question.
There's not much glory in it, but we're looking for someone with some knowledge of anthropology who can enter the articles. I hesitate to mention it, but I don't suppose this is something you would.
Why does the professor say this?
I hesitate to mention it, but I don't suppose this is something you would...
No?
The second one.
Okay. Yes? Natalie, do you agree?
I think the first one.
The third. Okay. Are you?
The first.
First one, okay, doubtable. All right. And Sergio?
I guess it's the first, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I think I would have to go for the second one, right? Because like she is doubting a bit, but because it's something maybe it's too much to ask, right? That's why she said that there's not much glory in it. That means that he's not gonna get out that much from the project, but it would be really helpful. So she really wants him to do it, but she doesn't want to seem like she's forcing him to do it, right? I think that's the way that I get it. Let's see. So yes, she's not really doubting the man's qualifications, right? It's not like he isn't qualified to do the job. Otherwise, she wouldn't have asked him. She doesn't want him to recommend somebody else, although they do like emphasize a bit on the word you, right? Maybe that's the part that made us think that. And she's definitely not apologizing for anything. Yes. Okay, can we review the questions? Yes, we got them all correct. All of them were great. Yes. What do you think about this set we did? How was it? It was a little bit harder than the one we did yesterday, right? Probably. What do you think? Do you have any questions about what we just did? Any of the types of questions, maybe any of the info, the structure? Why do you think you made the mistakes you made? So was it because you didn't take good notes? You weren't paying enough attention? You didn't have good vocabulary? You didn't understand something? What was the difficult part?
Maybe not paying that much attention in some parts of the conversation.
Right. Yes, what happens sometimes is you're like, I don't think that's gonna be that important, and you don't pay that much attention to certain parts, and you're paying attention to the biggest thing. But yes, we had some detailed questions, right? Like the second was a detailed question. The third one too, right? The second and the third were detailed questions. Then the fifth one was function question. The fourth one too. The first one was main idea.
Listen to part of a lecture in a biology class.
Okay. So we'll do another one now. Please get ready to take notes.
Listen to a conversation between a student and an employee.
Hi.
Good afternoon. Come on in.
Okay.
So, what can I help you with today?
Well, I want to join the bicycle club.
Joining clubs is a great thing to do. Unfortunately, the bicycle club currently has no events because the office is being renovated.
Oh, well, when is it going to be done?
The anticipated date of completion is next semester, though it could take as long as a year.
Wow, that's a long time. That's a bummer.
I do apologize.
It's not your fault, I guess. So are there other clubs I can join instead?
Absolutely. There are a wide variety of clubs throughout campus. Since you are interested in the bicycle club, I would recommend the hiking club or rock climbing club. They are popular options for students who are interested in exercising and meeting friends.
Those could be nice. It's too bad about the bicycle club, though. But yeah, those would work. How about the hiking club? When is it?
The hiking club meets Friday evenings.
That won't work then. I have biology class on Friday night. I didn't think finding a club would be this hard.
Don't get discouraged. It's all about finding the right fit. In the future, the bicycle club's office will be finished and they will start up again. You won't always have biology on Friday nights either. What about the rock climbing club?
I do really like climbing. When is that one?
Let's see. The rock climbing club meets Tuesday afternoons.
Okay, yeah. I don't have any class or anything going on then.
So you'd like to join the rock climbing club?
Yes, please.
All right. So the process isn't too complicated. You just have to pay the dues, which aren't very large, and then fill out your contact information and attend the next meeting.
Is it going to be their first ever meeting? Like, will I be that strange new person that nobody knows?
It is not their first meeting, but you really don't need to worry. The whole point of clubs is that they're social and welcoming to new people. I'm sure you'll fit right in.
That's easy to say, but what if I don't?
Well, thinking negatively like that will only hurt your chances. So first, try to stay positive. They will probably ask you to introduce yourself so they can get to know you a little bit, and you'll be good from there.
Stuff like that makes me nervous.
It's perfectly normal to be nervous. But remember, everybody there was the new person at some point. But if for some reason it doesn't work out for you, you can always come back to me. There are plenty of clubs for all kinds of people. And like I said before, you may be able to join the hiking or bicycle club in the future.
But I should still try this now?
Of course, there are no guarantees, and one of the major aspects of college is going out and trying new things.
Okay, guys. First question says, why does the student go to speak to the consultant?
This is the third one.
Get
Yes.
information about the third?
First one.
First, okay, to join the bicycle. Listen again to part of the conversation, then answer the following question.
All right, so the process isn't too complicated. You just have to pay the dues, which aren't very large, and then fill out your contact information and attend the next meeting.
Is it going to be their first ever meeting? Like, will I be that strange new person that nobody knows?
Okay, so what is the student attempting to express?
The second one.
Nervous, yeah.
She even says it right at the end, that she's nervous. Why can the student join the bicycle club?
The last one.
Yes, okay. Great. What kinds of clubs are similar to the bicycle club?
The third one.
Great. Outdoor activities like hiking or rock climbing. Great. Which of the following is not a benefit of joining the rock climbing club? When they say, by the way, is not a benefit, what they actually mean is not mentioned as a benefit, right?
The last one.
Last one? Okay. Yes, that makes sense. Okay. Let's check our answers. Okay, the first one was great. She wanted to join the bicycle club. The second one is good too. She was nervous. She can join because the office is being renovated. The professor suggests hiking or rock climbing, which are similar activities. And getting better grades is definitely not a benefit of joining the rock climbing club. So yes, well done. Do you have any questions about that one, Vicky? No questions? Okay. Let's see if we can. We're just gonna choose. Okay, guys. Let's do one from here now. We're gonna do maybe. Okay, guys. So same thing, get ready to listen to the conversation.
Sorry to keep you waiting. What can I do for you?
Well, I need some help finding accommodation for the semester.
You've left it a bit late, haven't you? You'll be lucky.
Teacher, I don't hear anything. I don't know if just me.
I mean, there are all.
I'm sorry, you couldn't hear?
No, it stopped a moment and went again.
Oh, okay,
Means
okay,
like-
sorry. I'm gonna play it again.
Sorry to keep you waiting. What can I do for you?
Well, I need some help finding accommodation for the semester.
You're over there of people in town with rooms available. You can look through it and jot down some numbers. Bear in mind, though, that we've had about 50 students a day for the past week coming in and taking a look at it. And we can't keep track of what's available and what's taken. You'll have to do some ringing around.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, you can always look on the Student Body website. There's an accommodation page there too, isn't there?
Is there?
Yeah, but again, this time of year, things are really getting snapped up all the time. It's hard to keep tabs on what's still out there.
Okay, well, thanks for your help. Can I put my name on that waiting list anyway, in case I don't find anywhere else?
Sure, write your details on this form, and we'll get in touch if anything comes up.
Thanks.
Sorry to keep you waiting. What can I do for you?
Okay. So now let's look at the questions. First one says, why is the student looking for accommodation now?
I think it's the second one.
Right? Do you guys agree? She forgot to book accommodation earlier? Yes, Sergio? You don't know? If you don't know, then you gotta pick one. Which one would you go? The third one, she signed up for the course at the last minute, okay? And Natalie?
I think it is the third one.
The third, she signed up to? That one?
Yeah.
Okay, Gamaliel?
The second.
Okay, I don't know about that. I don't know if it's the second or third. I would honestly, okay, let's go for the third. I think that was the most voted one. Or let's try the second. Okay. So I think what happened is she had a problem with the accommodation she was going with, right? I think that she had an agreement with somebody and at last minute they changed their mind or something. So the accommodation that she booked, that she had reserved, is no longer available because of some problem she had, right, with that accommodation. It wasn't that she forgot or that she's new in the course. And not honestly, like the third option says she signed up for the course at the last minute. So what course, right? We're talking about accommodation. That doesn't make sense, you know? Okay. Now the second says, listen to this part of the conversation again. The student says, no, I didn't think I needed. We had sort of an informal agreement. And the accommodation officer says, very informal by the sounds of it. Well, that will teach you for next time, won't it? What does the man imply when he says, well, that will teach you for next time, won't it? What do you guys think?
The third one?
Wants to give the students some advice? Okay, could be. Do you guys agree? Anybody else?
The same.
Okay. Could be, honestly. Yes, I think it could be one, but not in this case. So which one could it be?
The first one.
The first one, yes. Most foolish. So in this case, to be honest, I think the first, I mean, it isn't really advice, right? Because if he wants to give the student some advice, would be, well, make sure that this doesn't happen again, right? That would be some advice. But we're saying, what does he imply? So it looks like he thinks that the decision was pretty foolish, right? To have this informal agreement. She should have had some sort of, I think that a deposit was, right? The thing that she should have had. So when he says, very informal by the sounds of it, that'll teach you for next time. So he thinks that the student made a mistake when doing that. So the student was foolish. Now the third says, why doesn't the student want to remain where she's staying now? Why is it? Third question.
I will go with the first one.
It's too far. Yes, Gamaliel, do you agree?
Yes, the first one. The first or third?
Okay, both of them make sense. Napoli?
The same, the first one.
The first one. So here you go. Yes, too far from the college campus. Now, what sort of accommodation may the man be able to offer her in a couple of weeks?
I think it is the first one or the third.
Okay, the first or third, you say. Okay, answer here.
Number 3.
Okay, Wheeler.
Free.
And Gamaliel?
I don't know. The third.
Okay, but remember, I mean, aside from the fact that you should be sure and that you should have probably this in your notes, because these are the suggestions, right? The suggestions are always going to be important, the problem and the suggestions. We should have these details. But apart from that fact, think about it in the way that this is the accommodation officer, right? Somebody who works in the university. So do you really think that he could offer her a room in an apartment, in a shared student apartment outside of the university? Probably not, right? All of the other options don't make sense either. Like a room in a motel doesn't make any sense. A room in a private house, again, the only thing that he's in charge of is the student dorms within the university, right? So think about it. I think it's gonna have to be the first. Now, what is the problem with the accommodation listed in the folder and on the website?
The last one?
Okay. Is that a problem though?
The last one.
Okay, let's see. Not really.
I think the first one should be.
First one?
No, the third one.
The third one or first?
Yeah. No, the third one.
Okay. Not really. Wasn't that one either. I think it's the first, but let's see. Okay, let's look at some of the details we missed. The first one, why is the student looking for accommodation now, right? It says. So in the beginning, she says, well, I need some help finding accommodation. You've left a little bit late, haven't you? And then she says, well, I had a room lined up with someone in town, but I ran her yesterday and it turns out she's given the room to someone else, right? That's what happened. So the accommodation that she had booked is no longer available because it's been given to somebody else. That was the first detail. Then this one, why doesn't the student want to remain? Well, this one you got it right. So, okay. That might be a problem. I mean, I don't have my own transport, so it'd be hard for me to get on and off campus, right? Because it's too far. Then we have the fourth one. What sort of accommodation can he offer? And we have, okay, it seems to me you have two options. You can either find a motel or a guest house. So that's something that she should do on her own. Or you may be better off looking for, or here, right? Or you can stay a couple of weeks until we know about any students who don't show this term, right? They're gonna be pretty full now and all the students arrive. There's a waiting list. So I can't guarantee you, or we can guarantee you a dorm. But it could be that in a couple of weeks in the future, if somebody doesn't show up, the university can offer her a dorm, right? Otherwise, she's gonna have to find her accommodation on her own. And finally, the last one, what's the problem with the accommodation listed on the folder? Okay. So it says, of course, you can always look on a student body website. Yeah, but again, this time of the year, things are getting snapped up all the time. It's hard to keep tabs on what's still out there, right? It's hard to keep tabs on what's still out there. So that means that some accommodation is being taken, but they don't update it. So we don't know if the list they have there are updated or not. They go out of date very quickly, right? So do you guys have any questions? I think with this one you struggle a bit more. Is it okay though? The details here were the hard part, right? So what's going on? Why are you taking so many notes? Okay, let's do one more then. We're gonna do. Let's do. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna play the conversation. Let's see. Please take notes.
Hi, can you help me?
Sure, what's the problem?
I've got to write an essay on electrical distribution and transmission systems, but I can't find any suitable books in the engineering section on level 3.
Have you used the library search engine?
You mean where you type the keywords into the computer? Yes, I've done that. A couple of books come up, but they're not on the shelves. Someone's taken them out.
Well, I can put a reserve on them so that when the person brings them back to the library, we can put them on one side for you. Do you want to do that?
I don't know. I suppose so, but ideally I'd like to get started on my essay sooner rather than later.
Well, there are some other options. Have you used the journal database?
No, what's that?
Didn't you go on a library induction tour in the first week of term? They were running 5 days a week, morning and afternoon.
No, I was ill that week.
Well, we still do 2 library inductions a week on Wednesdays, and I recommend you go on one of them. You'll learn a lot of useful things. You can sign up at the desk on level 2.
Yes, I probably should do that then.
Well, I'll just quickly show you how you can use the journal database. If you go onto the library homepage on the computer, look and click on Databases, here in the top right-hand corner, it takes you to all the e-journals that we have access to here at the University Library. You can use the search engine to find journals that are related to your keywords. See, if I type in electrical transmission, you get over 5,000 articles.
Wow.
So that's a good place to start. Meanwhile, you can always go and talk to your subject librarian. The person for electrical engineering is Mark Taylor. His office is on level 4.
Will he be there now?
Let me see. What's the time? 12:15. He'll probably be on lunch, or if not, he'll be going at 12:30. You'd be best to wait and come back at 2-ish. Then you'll be more likely to catch him.
Okay, thank you. Hi, can you...
Okay, guys, let's look at the questions. Okay, the first one says, which of the following has Amir done already? Amir is a student. So what has he already done?
The first one, A.
You agree?
Yes, the first.
Yes, right? He's already used the library search engine. Great. Now, how many days per week are library inductions currently available?
5.
Okay. Are we sure, Gamaliel? Yes, Sergio? Okay, Natalie?
No.
Not so sure. It says currently available. I think it was available 5 days per week at the time during like orientation week. But right now, currently, it's only available on Wednesdays, they say. So it's 1 day per week. Be careful with that information. Now, what can Amir do on level 2?
The first one.
Use the
The
computers.
last one.
Last one, meet Mark Taylor. Yes.
Yes.
Natalie, did you say the last or first?
The first.
Okay. Sergio? What do you think, Sergio?
The first one.
First one. Okay. I don't know. Why would he use the computers? And meeting Mark Taylor, wasn't that at the end? I think that, this is another tip. The questions go in order, in the same order as the information is delivered to you. So you should have your notes organized, right? And in the right order. The first suggestion was library inductions, right? The second suggestion, I think, was the database. And I think the last one was meeting Mark Taylor. So the questions are gonna go in that order. I don't think that they are gonna ask something about Mark Taylor until the end, because it was the last suggestion. And I think it was like the resolution for the problem. So I wouldn't choose that option, Keep in mind that they always go in order. And using the computers, I don't think that was mentioned, right? Looking for the database was mentioned, but it's not the same as using the computers. So I think this is signing up for a library tour. And it goes with the previous question. Now, this is related to the database of journals, and it says, where on the library homepage, and here's our library homepage, is the link to the database of journals. Now, A, B, C, or D. So where is it? If you don't remember, choose one random, A, B, C, or D.
B.
B, okay? Yes, I think it's B, on the top right corner. Guys, I wanted to give you another tip. You know that you always have 4 options, right? A, B, C, and D. Choose one of them, the one that, it doesn't really matter which one you choose, but make sure that you have one letter, either A, B, C, or D, and every single time that you have to choose, that you totally don't know the answer to the answer to the question, you know nothing about it, there's nothing that tells you that one is more logical than the other, because, for example, in this case, like, either of them could be the ones, right? We don't really know, and if you really didn't understand or didn't quite catch that part, then make sure that you have one of these options, A, B, C, or D, and every time that something like this happens and you have a question like this one, where you really have no context and no clue, then you're gonna choose that one. So every time that you're guessing, let's say that you're gonna select C. So that is gonna be the only one that you're gonna choose when you're guessing. Because if you choose C, like, let's say that we didn't know the answers to any of these questions. And if we just use C for all of them, then statistically you have more chances of guessing more answers instead of like if you just select one randomly each time and it's every time different, right? If you choose the first one A, the second one B, the third one D, then you're not as likely to guess many questions as you are when you just go for the same thing. Okay, so make sure that you have one in mind. So it's A, B, C, or D, whichever you prefer. And every time that you have to guess and you really have no clue, then you're gonna choose that one. Okay, that increases your chances of guessing some. Now the last one says, what time does the librarian recommend that a meal returns to meet the subject librarian? And this is Mark Taylor.
Around 2.
Yes. We agree. Yes, I think the librarian says you can come back at 2-ish, right? So that means around 2-ish. So yes, as you can see, they go in order, right? This is from the beginning when Amir is explaining the problem. This goes for the first suggestion. This goes for the second. And this goes for the third, because there were 3 suggestions, and at the end of the day, Amir is tending towards the last one, right? I think this is what he's gonna do. So is this one okay? Any questions?
I have a question. I think it's number 4.
Okay, let's see. Number 4, yes.
In that case, in some of the listening, there will be this kind of example of where is find this thing, or where you can find this thing, or something like that.
It could, but no, it's very rare. So the most common way that you would have this question is, instead of having the picture, you will have option A on the top left corner, right? Option B on the top right corner, option C on the bottom left corner, and option D on the bottom right corner. So you're more likely to have something written than a picture like this. But it could happen, but it's very rare. So chances are you won't have something like this. Any other question? Okay, guys. Let's see if we can do this one.
To drop off my graduation form? I understand you need this in order to process my diploma.
Okay, I'll take that.
Sorry.
Listen to part of a lecture.
Okay, let's not do that. Okay, guys, so we'll do another one. Please take notes.
Hello, is this the accommodation office?
Yes, how can I help you?
Well, I've got a bit of a problem. I'm staying at the Godfrey White dorm, and on Monday the warden came and told me that I have to move out this Thursday.
Really? How long have you been staying at the Godfrey White dorm?
For the last 10 weeks.
Oh, have you been doing one of the summer courses here then?
Yes, I've been doing the academic language course since the beginning of July.
And didn't you realize that your accommodation was temporary?
No, I thought I would be able to stay there for the whole year. I didn't read the small print on the document. The warden went through it with me, and now I see my mistake.
Oh dear, so you're looking for somewhere to stay then?
Yes.
Well, I'm afraid all the places in the dorms are full. I mean, there may be some students who don't show up when term starts, but we won't know that for the next couple of weeks. The best thing you can do is look for a private house. You'll have to share with 3 or 4 other students. Meals aren't included in the price, of course, as they are in the university dorms, and you'll have to contribute to the electricity bills.
Where can I find out about these houses?
I've got a list here, but it's not up to date. Rooms are taken up every day, so it's hard to know whether a house has a free place or not. I can give you a photocopy of this list, and you can ring round.
Can I use the phone here?
I'm afraid not. If we let everyone who asks do that, there'd be someone here all day.
Do you have a map? It'd be useful to know where these places are.
Yes, I can give you a map. This one's got the bus routes on it, too, so you can find out how easy it is to get from the house to the university.
Great. And what if I can't find a place before Thursday?
Well, the YMCA offers cheap beds. It's located halfway between here and the city center. You can get a bed in a shared room there, and you can also buy cheap meals. But you should phone up and book a bed in advance. It's very busy this time of year. I'll give you the number. Do you need a pen?
No, don't worry. I've got one.
So, the number's 482-5903.
482-5903.
That's right. Anything else I can help you with?
No, that's everything, thanks. Bye.
Okay, this was similar to the one we did previously. It was between a student and the accommodation officer. So it was really similar. Let's see. Now, the first one says, when is this conversation taking place? Interesting. Is it taking place in July, before the term starts, at the beginning of the term, or midway through a term?
Sí.
Yeah, at the beginning of a term, all right? What do you guys think?
C or B?
Where term starts, C or B, okay. Natalie?
I think it is C.
You think it's B, you say?
C. At the
C,
beginning
or
of term.
and Sergio?
The same.
Same, all right, let's go for C. Not really, right? Why? Because she says we could see, I mean, some students probably won't show up to some dorms that are booked, but we won't be knowing that until the beginning of the term. So they don't know yet if students will show up for next term or not, because they're still not in that term. So they're not in the beginning of the term. In that case, it'd be easier. He wouldn't have to wait. So when is this taking place?
Midway through a term. D.
Okay, let's see. No. It isn't in July either, right? Because he's been living there since July. So it couldn't be in July. It has to be before term starts, right? So they are waiting for term to start so that they can see if they have accommodation available or not, if some students won't show up. Right? So this is before term starts. I think it's summer, right? Okay, second says, whose mistake was it that led to the problem? Was it the students, the wardens?
The students.
What did he do? What didn't he do?
He didn't read all the terms, the little letters.
Yes, he didn't read those small print. Now, where is the YMCA on the map?
In the middle of the city.
Okay, so option D.
Yes, D.
Yes, are we sure in the middle of the city, D? D? No.
I think it's B, in the middle between the city and university.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense. So that will be halfway, right? The middle of the city, I thought it was D. Okay. Good. So yes, it was halfway from between university and the city. Now, which of the following two things does the accommodation officer provide for the student?
A map and information about schools.
Map and information about bus routes. She doesn't give him a telephone because otherwise everyone would be there using the telephone. Right? Now, 5 says match the information to the type of accommodation. So university dormitories, you can buy meals cheaply. Meals are not included in the price, or meals are included in the rent. The third one, Sergio? Second one, meals are not included in university dormitories, okay? Yeah, I don't think so. Camaniel?
Yep.
Are not included?
The number 1.
number 1. You can make me, I don't know though. Wilder, what do you think? Second?
No, are included in the rent.
Yes, but they're included. University dormitories, they're included. And this is usually the case for all universities. Now, private houses, this also makes sense. Which one would it be?
You can buy meals
Are
cheaply.
not included in the price.
First or second? Cavalier?
I think that
What do you think, Natalie?
the second one.
Second, they're not included. Yes, right? And the YMCA?
You can make mistakes.
Yes, you can buy meals. So I think university dormitories, I mean, they are within the university, so they go along with the meal plan. Private houses are something completely outside from the university, right? That's why they are private. So you have to do your own when you go there. And the YMCA, I guess that it has some sort of agreement with the university. So they allow you to buy meals cheap. Okay, guys. So what do you think now? Do you have any questions about conversations from the listening section? It's all about practice, honestly. And you need to try to see what you're doing wrong. Is it the way you're taking notes? Is it because sometimes this is another problem some students have? It's difficult for some to listen, pay attention, and write the notes at the same time. So what I suggest is, first, try to do it without taking any notes to see if your notes are the problem. So try to practice one without taking any notes. If that isn't working for you because you're forgetting a lot of details, try to take a few notes. Let's see if that works better. And if not, if it's still not working, then try to only focusing on taking more notes. So you can try different things to see which one works better for you. And try to identify what the problem is. Is it your notes? Are they disorganized? Is it the vocabulary? Is it too fast? And in that case, you can do what we were saying yesterday, right? So you can start practicing listening at different speeds and try to go faster every time. So it depends on what your problem is. But if you don't try different things, then you will know which one works better. So do you guys have any questions, any comments? Because this is going to be it for the conversations part of the list. Everything okay? Everything clear? Okay, guys. Please then, before you go, don't forget today's surveys. Actually, we have to complete 2. So please, I'm sending you the first. Don't go yet. Once you're done, I'll send the other one. Okay, I'm just missing one. Okay, thank you so much. Now I'm sending the other one too, please. And that'll be it. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. See you tomorrow.
Maybe, sir.
Bye.